Hello everyone, today I will start with Selenium training and I will tell everything about the Selenium. And first I will start with what is Selenium and the component of Selenium like Selenium RC, Selenium WebDriver, Selenium Grid and Selenium IDE, and why we use the Selenium over the other different tools. Selenium is actually automates the browser, and this is completely open source tool, and it is completely free. So we can download the Selenium library from the internet. It's absolutely free, and Selenium can be executed on the multiple platforms. So I will tell you in the different slides how we can use the Selenium over the different platforms, and it also support the multiple programming language and the testing frameworks. And we can use Selenium with the other several defect tracking tools also. And first I will discuss here what is Selenium. So Selenium is basically the collection of libraries which we can use in the Eclipse tool, and Selenium is a very robust tool that supports the rapid development of the test automation for the web-based application. So here we can use the Selenium to simulate a user navigation through the different pages, and then we assert four specific marks on the pages, and it is basically the open source and web-based testing automation tools, and it's very easy to use. So here we can see the Selenium capability. So Selenium supports the different operating systems, different browsers, and also supports the multiple programming language. So here we can see it supports the multiple browsers like Firefox, Chrome, Safari, and Opera, and also supports the different operating systems like Windows, Mac, Android, iOS, and Linux. And we can use the any language like Java, Perl, C Sharp, or Ruby to write the script which Selenium will support. And these are the components of Selenium. First one is Selenium RC, second one is Selenium WebDriver, and third is Selenium Grid, and fourth one is Selenium IDE. So here I will discuss with Selenium RC. So Selenium RC basically provides an API, application programming interface, and the library for each of its supported language. And the ability of the Selenium RC is very high, with a high level programming language to develop the test cases. So here in this video we can see how the Selenium RC works. So for using the Selenium RC, we need to run the Selenium remote control server from our machine. So that is required to use the Selenium RC. And second one is the Selenium WebDriver. So Selenium WebDriver is basically the successor of the Selenium remote control, and basically the Selenium RC is deprecated, and now we are using the Selenium WebDriver. So Selenium WebDriver is basically the collection of language which specific bindings to drive the browser, and we can use the Selenium WebDriver to automate the browser. Here we can see the Selenium WebDriver, how it can support the different programming language and also the different browsers like Chrome, Safari, Opera, Firefox, IE. So it supports the multiple browsers and also the different programming language like Java, C Sharp, Ruby, Perl, Python, PHP. And next one is Selenium Grid. So Selenium Grid can be used to run the large test suite, and we can run those test suite in the multiple environments. So we can run the multiple test case execution parallelly with the different remote machines. So it allows for running our test in a distributed test execution environment. So and basically it reduces the times also. So we can use the Selenium GUID to run our multiple test cases from the different machines, and it reduces the testers times to run the test suite. So here we can see that Selenium grid server can be run at a time, and from the different environment, like we can run on Mac, Linux and Windows at a single time. So we can run our the test suite on a different platforms here, or the different browser, you can say. And the other one is Selenium IDE. So Selenium IDE is basically the integrated development environment for the Selenium scripts. And Selenium IDE is basically the record and playback functionality. So we can record our application through the Selenium IDE, and directly we can run that Selenium IDE to see the navigation, and we can see the automation. So whatever if we user is performing the action, the same thing we can record through the Selenium IDE, and we can play it again to see the automation. So basically the features of Selenium IDE is easy record and playback, and it will use the ID's names and the XPath, and it saves the test case as HTML, Ruby script or any other format, and it also supports the Selenium user extension .js file. So in this slide we can see here the Selenium IDE operation model. So it's Selenium IDE is just an add-on that we need to install in the Firefox browser, and we can see the internal activity here. So whatever the user will perform the action through the Firefox application, it will simply record that user actions, and if we play that test again, then we can see the user activity. So here we can see we have a lot of advantage of Selenium tool over the other different tools. So it's a open source tool and basically free to use, and it supports the different operating system, different browsers. So that are the advantage of Selenium over the other different tools. And here we can see the comparison of Selenium over the QTP. So QTP is basically the paid tool, and here we can see the basic comparison between these two. You can see here Selenium supports the multiple languages like Java, C Sharp, PHP, Python, but QTP only supports the VB scripting. And also we can see the operating system support is more in Selenium, and browser support is also more. And Selenium is free to use, but the QTP is costly. So that's it in the Selenium introduction video, and in the next video I will explain you how we can install or how we can use the Selenium in our automation script. So please subscribe to my channel and like the videos, and also share with your friends.